Welcome to the video tutorial of the written operational procedures. All food cart operators that handle open food are required to submit written operational procedures. In this tutorial, we will show you the various sections of this document and provide examples along the way. Let's begin with page 1 of 7. First is the name of the Compact Mobile Food Operation, CMFO, business. Next is the CMFO owner's name. We will use the term CMFO operator, owner, and vendor interchangeably throughout this tutorial. Then, it is the mailing address of the CMFO operator. Make sure to include the number and name of the street, city, and zip code. Then provide the phone number, email address, the name of the commissary or shared food facility the CMFO operator has an agreement with. This is also known as a permitted food facility. Include the mailing address of the commissary or shared food facility. Make sure to include the number and name of the street, city, and zip code. Next, answer the question, will the food cart be supported by a mobile support unit? Your answer choices are yes or no. And lastly, include the proposed operating hours per day for your CMFO. You may use NA for not applicable. This concludes page 1. And now we are on to page 2, the menu. This is where you will list each food item that will be offered on the CMFO. Choose whether the food is packaged or unpackaged. Then, choose a type of food preparation that will be done at the commissary or shared food facility. The options are cooking, cooling, cutting or slicing, freezing, grilling, grinding, husking, packaging, peeling, reheating, thawing, or washing. Next, you will choose what limited food preparation activities will be performed at the food cart. The options include baking, beverage preparation for immediate order, blending, boiling, cooking to order, cutting or slicing, dispensing, frying, grinding, heating, husking, steaming, juicing for immediate order, packaging, popping, portioning, roasting, seasoning to order, or shaving of ice. And lastly, choose whether the food requires hot holding at 135 degrees Fahrenheit or cold holding at 41 degrees Fahrenheit. You may also choose not applicable. Please review the following food employee practices and food handling procedures. This concludes page 2 of the written operational procedures. We are now moving on to page 3 and continuing in the food handling procedures section. Identify how often temperatures will be monitored on the food cart. Then explain what action will be taken if food is found outside of the required hot and cold holding temperatures. Choose a yes or no option for the question, will foods be cooled at commissary? And then choose a yes or no option for the question, will foods be reheated at the commissary and transported hot? If the food is transported hot, identify the equipment used to maintain safe food temperatures. The next question is, will food be reheated on the food cart? Choose a yes or no option. Let's move further down on page 3. Please review the food storage and display section. Please review and complete the cleaning and sanitizing food equipment and utensils section. If a utensil washing sink is not installed or provided to the food cart, how many clean utensils, such as spatulas, knives, spoons, or others, will you store on the food cart during business hours? Let's move on to page 4. If a utensil washing sink is not installed or provided to the food cart, how many clean utensils will you store at the commissary or shared food facility? Next, how will you clean and sanitize food utensils and food contact surfaces? A. During hours of operation, and B. At the commissary. Then, you will check the sanitizer that you will use from the 3 options listed. Please review the mobile tank's potable water, wastewater procedures. And that will conclude page 4. On page 5, describe how and where the potable water tanks on the food cart will be filled. Then describe how and where the wastewater from the food cart will be disposed. Next, describe how and where the potable water tanks will be cleaned. A. Indicate the location where the freshwater tank cleaning will take place, such as a commissary or shared food facility. B. How the sanitizer is introduced or injected into the tank. C. What sanitizer is used, such as unscented bleach. D. Concentration. E. Contact time, minimum 3 hours. F. Describe the tank flushing procedure before the tank is put back into service. G. Frequency. How often the tanks and plumbing system, pumps, lines, etc. are sanitized. We will now move on to page 6. At the top of page 6, additional comments about potable water tanks can be included. Then describe how the food cart will be transported and protected from contamination. Please review the Storage of Non-Food Items section. Then, in the Access to Toilet Facilities section, identify the name of the facility where restrooms are located. Also include the address of the restroom facility. Make sure to include the number and name of the street, city, state, and zip code. Please review the cart route section. This concludes page 6 of the written operational procedures. Page 7 is the last page of the written operational procedures. The permit holder signature is where the CMFO operator, owner, or vendor will provide their signature. They will also add the date of the signature. And then lastly, the permit holder's name will be printed. Add a title if there is one. Remember, you must keep a copy of these approved procedures on the cart during business hours. Once all sections are complete, submit the written operational procedures to one of 2 programs. If your food cart is a standard plan cart or a previously permitted cart, submit the written operational procedures to the mobile food program. If, however, your food cart is a custom-built cart, submit the written operational procedures to the Plan Check program. Submit the written operational procedures along with other applicable documents to the appropriate program after completion. This concludes the tutorial. Thank you. To learn more, visit the Environmental Health website by scanning the QR code displayed on the screen.